Good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. O'Don here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. We welcome you to the big broadcast here this morning. I know we are on quite a bit later than I kind of wanted to. Wow. Anyway, that's what happens when you go to a local planning board meeting that lasts until like 11 at night. But trust me, those meetings are important. Many reasons, but that's for a different forum than what we're here to talk to you about. All right, so we are going to go for probably about 8:40, and then have to connect with the on New Jersey folks for the morning show. So we're a little shorter here this morning. Tomorrow we'll try to make it up to you, but again, there's just so many things going on here all at the same time, as with everybody. You know, it's a busy time of the year. Anyway. Let's do this. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube here this morning. So I want to thank everyone who's going to join us here on this Thursday morning. We do have some weather that is inbound. We have rain in the weather center. So you know what? Let's do this first, since we're kind of an abbreviated edition of the morning show. Let's do this. We'll put our sponsors in, shall we? All four of our sponsors, Cranford Findle being Creamery, Travels with Darley, Maxim Motor Cars, as well as Shaved Cave. So we thank all of them for joining us here on the broadcast. Let's do this now. Let me just, off camera, put our live banner in there. How does the picture look? If anybody can just pop in a comment. I made some changes to the camera settings. I just wanted to see what you think, if it looks better, worse than what it usually does. Just if you could, just let me know what it looks like on your end. Let's do this now. So let's go to rain in the weather center for our first look of the weather. Again, this is important because there is going to be some changes to our forecasts as early as lunchtime. Or actually, there's actually some parts of southern New Jersey that are already starting to get wet. So we've got the rain is inbound here, imminent here in the next couple of hours, and it's going to be a fairly substantial series of downpours here later on this afternoon into this evening. So without any ado, let's go to rain in the weather center from our friends over at Rutgers. Good morning, Rain.
Good morning, Don. For our headlines today, expect a wintry mix today across the tri-state area. And then as we move into tomorrow, that wintry mix will start to turn more into rain. And then as we move into the weekend, beautiful sunny conditions, which also continue into next week. So for our commute forecast today, for both this morning and this evening, expect wintry mix conditions in the tri-state area. More so towards the evening, but still do be wary in the morning, especially as those temperatures start to drop. Do be careful when you're driving, because there could be black ice that you don't see, and the roads will be much more slippery, so drive slowly and carefully. For today's highs, the South Jersey portion is not expecting snow really, or any wintry mix, mostly just rain, so it's a lot warmer down there. 50 for our high today in Wildwood, 49 in Atlantic City, 47 in Millville and Toms River, and then as we move into the northern part of the tri-state area, 37 in Sussex, a little bit chillier, 42 in White Plains and Trenton, 41 in Piscataway, 46 in New York and Islip, and 43 in Milford. For tonight's lows, same general sort of idea, and the lows are not too much lower than our highs for today, so generally our temperatures will be staying a similar temperature the entire day, but 47 in Wildwood and Millville, 49 in Atlantic City, 45 in Toms River, 34 in Sussex, 39 in Milford and White Plains. For our futurecast, so our conditions right now, only some rain right now in South Jersey, with the exception of Southwest Jersey, a little bit of wintry mix. And then as we move throughout the day today, by this evening, that's when the rain and snow is in full swing, so much heavier precipitation in the form of rain in South Jersey. And then towards the New Brunswick area, we have this line of wintry mix, and then above that we have the snow in Pennsylvania, as well as Sussex County area of New Jersey, parts of New York and Connecticut. And then By Friday morning, that starts to turn into some scattered showers. Not much snow really in the picture, but the snow does start to come back Friday afternoon with some wintry mix and snow in North Jersey. But as we move into Saturday, that all clears out and looking like really beautiful conditions for Saturday. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Rain. Great job as always in the Weather Center for that very detailed report. Love it. But again, it's going to be really kind of dicey later this afternoon into the, right around that evening rush hour. Actually, I really should see what I'm doing that maybe we come on a little later on today, maybe like 5 o'clock, possibly. I'll have to see. Have to see what the situation arises, but that northwest section of the state looks like it's going to get nice little shot of snow up through Sussex, Passaic County, maybe in down through Morris County, even into parts of, dare I say, Northern Union County in New Jersey, and then Rockland, Orange looks like some snow as well. So plan your travels and your schedules accordingly now, so you don't have to deal with that later. All right, what we got to do is get you through this morning commute, and New Jersey has been just a horror show. A literal horror show for the last like hour or so. First of all, the big one is on westbound Route 3 in Rutherford. Everything is shut down there. I believe that's getting closer to Route 21. I'm not sure if Alexander is with us, but I believe that that's where that is. We'll show you that in a minute. East on 78, just before exit 11, coming through Jugtown Mountain. We've got a crash there. Debris spill on 80, overturned truck east of exit 4. Debris spill on 23 north of Echo Lake Road in West Milford. We've got a lane down there. Water main break on 35 both ways. By Broad Street, Eatontown, left lane is shut there. Not really going to be tying the traffic up quite extensively. So first, let's go to... We'll go to the eastbound side of 78 first, because that's a pretty significant delay getting into exit 11. So let's bring in the traffic cameras again. We'll populate that this morning. Let's go here. We want to go to Interstate 78. Go Tunnel Road. Backups, I should say, are starting to get in again through Jugtown Mountain, but I believe this here at Pattenberg Road, if looking west here at exit 11, so it's in there somewhere before, just east of Tunnel Road, just east of that last camera I showed you before exit 11. That's where this crash is this morning, but it's a fairly backed up ride back through interchange 7. Fortunately, I don't have a camera there. I don't know why they don't put cameras there at the rest area. That makes no sense. So that's 78 here at 173 in Alpha. Okay, so let's go to Route 3. Let's cross our fingers that the Route 3 cameras are working. This is the second big issue that we've had on Route 3 in the last 24 hours. Let's go to the camera at Route 21. Hopefully that will be working. Oh, what is going on with these cameras? I don't get it. The whole line must be down, because every one of these cameras are out. They're all dialed out except for this one here out by Patterson Plank Road. Let me go to 17. Maybe they've moved this camera around. Let's just dial that in. So that's west on the left, getting into the closure at 21 at 7C. That's looking west. I mean, it's not going anywhere. So let's do this. Let's get exactly where this is. Again, I don't know if Alexandra is in chat room this morning. It's literally right before. Riverside Avenue. Unless you're from East Rutherford or Lyndhurst, it's the only The only places you're going to know where that accident, I mean, where Riverside Avenue is. It's just, when they just say Route 21. Um, where are they? I would just, I don't know. I don't know where the accident is. I mean, I don't know where you can, unless they're diverting traffic off at Orient Way, maybe. Oh, Connor, good morning, sir. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. This is 17 at Orient Way. This Orient Way, I believe. I want the Route 3 cameras, and I think they're all out. If I had to take a fighting chance and a guess, and again, that camera is not the one. I'm sorry. If I had to take a guess, is that it's very possible that that water main break either shut down the transmission line along Route 3, or, but those cameras at 17 are working though, but they could be on a different node than the Route 3 circuit. Maybe it just needs to be reset. But this camera, obviously 21 would show it. So that's, I can't really, can't tell whether it's closed before Route 21 or it's just before, it's right at 21. I think it's here at, this is where it's shut, right on the bridge. Right on the bridge here this morning. Thing is just trying to get over, whether it's on those inside lanes or outside lanes, not 1,000% sure. I'm not sure whether it's on this or it's on this. Interesting. Marginal Road is all jacked now, unless they've got it shut here, which would make sense, and they kind of put them on the, put you on the service road per se. Here, Marginal Road, possible. There's no that's the only exit to get onto Marginal Road is back where I just showed you before you come up to 21 and Riverside. Yeah, there's no, there's an entrance to Route 3, but then it just continues over to Riverside. So that's a tough deal. You know what? Let's do this. Now I just thought about this. Let's go to 21. There's the camera north of Route 3. Let's just see, maybe that's got something dialed in. Oh, so frustrating when you know that they have cameras and like none of this stuff works. I don't get what the state is doing with these cameras. Not going to do us any good. All right, so let's abandon that idea. Let's go back to our incident pages now. So again, westbound Route 3 shut there right before 21. The debris spill on 80. Let's see if we can bring that to the conversation now this morning. The I-80, that's going to be here. I don't even think this camera works. No, nothing works. Unbelievable. Get pictures from Mars. We can't get pictures from Blairstown, New Jersey. So that is going to be right in here. So if you're heading to the Delaware Water Gap or the area of Route 18, 46 and 94 is going to be a bit of a stiff ride there with 2 lanes shut down. So look for that. So while we're here still in New Jersey, Connor's with us. He'd like to know what the deal is with Route 18. Route 18 looks okay. I don't think it looks terrible here at Edgeboro on up into the Turnpike. Then you get into Route 1 over to Middlesex College and Woodbridge Avenue. Looks fine to me. So I think you're in pretty decent shape. We just have our normal Bacchanal traffic on the Parkway getting into 143, then again through Bloomfield. Both ways of 80 here, a little heavy getting out through Patterson, 208 south into Fairlawn. Again, these are just normal delays for the morning rush hour. We'll take it on over towards Monmouth County. Parkway, Route 9, Route 35 is good. Turnpike looks quiet. 29, a little busy into the Trenton Tunnel. 195 is fine. 55 and 295, 42 is just a bit slow as to be expected here at 8:06 in the morning. AC Expressway is good. Route 9, 347, 47, 55. We're doing just fine. Let's do a quick. I'm going to try to do most of New Jersey now because I don't know if we're going to be able to cycle back to the Garden State with our time constraints here. Unfortunately, that's on me. There's the rain already making its way into parts of Salem County. Delaware Memorial Bridge. The turnpike is awfully soggy. It's getting ugly out here. Interchange 4 hasn't, wipers are on. Kind of that annoyance drizzle now. Go by 5. We're fairly dry up through 7 in Mercer County. And actually looks pretty good. Let's go to the radar and we'll get a grasp as far as where our precip is here at this point. And now it's slowly oversweeping. This blue is just maybe just a couple light raindrops now coming into central Jersey, but we haven't hit Long Island or northern New Jersey or the Hudson Valley or Connecticut just yet. But there is a lot of rain here in Philly, Baltimore, Dover. I mean, there's just a lot of training rain with all of this. So got some time to go before, it's just a rainy Thursday around the tri-state area. Okay, so we'll close out of that. Let's do this now. Hudson River crossings. Let's dial them in. Let's see where we're going. About an hour for the upper, about 45 for the lower, 40 to 45 at the Lincoln, and about a half an hour at the Holland Tunnel. Let's dial in New Jersey Transit, shall we? Just have one brief delay here. We'll cancel train 7:50 out of Penn. Penn arrival will be canceled at Newark Penn. Okay. Some changes there. And we'll head over to Path now. Let's see if that will work. Come on, Path. Go. Hoboken 33rd, Hoboken World Trade suspended. Newark World Trade, General Square 33rd operating. Dispatch reported switch failure between Hoboken and Christopher Street. NJ Transit Rail is cross-honoring Path at Hoboken, Newark. New York Penn, Hudson Bergen Light Rail cross-honoring at Hoboken, Newport Exchange Place. We apologize for the inconvenience. Well, that's a major inconvenience there. So we'll keep tabs on that. We'll keep following that here in the traffic center. We open up another tab. Let's go to the city incident page. So we're going to make our way to New York now. No matching records. That's good news. Let's go to Long Island. Let's see if we can continue the good times, but unfortunately, no. Let's see here. Wow, Long Island's lighting up here. So we got a broken down vehicle, Southern State West at 25 right shoulder. Southern State Parkway West at 30. Left lane is shut. 135 south at the northern. Shoulders out. Broken down vehicle in the northern west of 29 Roslyn Road. Okay. Maps now. Start here on Staten Island. Let's see. Connor says, by the way, have you looked into a new computer yet? No, I haven't, Connor. I just been running around all over the place here, but I will. So again, I thank you so much for sending those recommendations over. Yeah, I'm going to definitely take a look in the next couple of days to see what we may want to do. I do like the quality of this webcam, though. I was thinking of, using my DSLR, but I don't think, honestly, the way it is now, I can barely see. I have difficulty seeing the second screen. And if I put a bigger camera in, I think, not really going to do much. I mean, if anything, maybe I would upgrade this webcam. I think is It's good enough for what we got. So um, maybe like a 4K camera, but get Red Ripper or something like that to populate our USB situation. All right, so Staten Island for the most part is good. Just across the Verrazano is a little bit heavy getting onto the eastbound belt. And as you get up onto the Gowanus here this morning is definitely slow. Alexandra, good morning. Thanks for joining us. We do have, what, let me just spin it over here now that I know you're online with us. Maybe you could give a local tip here for your friends in Rutherford. So westbound Route 3 is shut just before the Hackensack River, Passaic River Bridge there, right before 21. So it looks like, to me, it looks like they're sending everybody off here over by Ridge Road onto the service road, marginal. Any tips to try to get around this? I mean, can people come up 17? Again, the problem is going west. The problem is the bridge. You got to cross the Passaic River at some point. There's no way around it. So, I mean, unless you came down Orient Way and maybe used the Lyndhurst Bridge, and then made your way through Park Avenue, Nutley, over to Passaic Avenue, and then reconnected with Route 3. That's certainly another option. And I think that's what a lot of our friends are doing along Riverside, are hanging a left here and coming down, going to the wonderful Lyndhurst Bridge here. This is out by that gym here. Is it King's Court Gym? I think. Gosh, I haven't been up this way in years. So this is the Lyndhurst Bridge. Here by the Lyndhurst Diner. Well, is the diner even open anymore? Alexandra, I don't know. Would you know? There's the bridge. Let's see a documentary on these bridges. I think they're fascinating. I think they're pretty fascinating. I mean, these things are 1,000 years old, but they're still kind of hanging in there. Park Avenue Bridge. Now again, I mean, you're looking at, let's see, if you come up Route 7, this still here is still shut with that construction over the this little stupid little bridge. It goes over like a puddle at a Kingsland Park. You're going to have to basically really make your way on Park Avenue to Passaic, and then take Passaic on up into Main Avenue, and then you can reconnect with Route 3. That's the only way to get across the water, really. I mean, unless you take it further north and you come up here. This is real quick. I haven't been up this way. I don't know if I've ever been up this way. What is this, Wallington? Rivers, Rutherford. Seems like a little bit safer bridge over. It's a nice little spot, actually. A nice little picturesque river spot. Looks like you'd shoot a movie in here. They could probably double for, I don't know, different parts of the world. Doesn't even look like New Jersey. Anyway, we digress again. So that's if you happen to know if my detour is a viable one, that up in the comments. So we go back to, all right, so let's go. First of all, we'll go back to the city. Again, Gowanus BQE combination is just a disaster. The Battery Tunnel running about 10 minutes or so. Williamsburg Bridge is fairly slow. Southbound BQE is heavy here from to south of Queens Boulevard all the way down into the Brooklyn Bridge. Midtown Tunnel is about 20. FDR jacked up here into the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Setting south at the RFK is busy. West side is busy right off the George. We're into the Bronx now, where the westbound, this is normal, west on the Cross Bronx, south of the Bruckner, getting onto the elevated section. Looks like we maybe have a crash there. Let's bring in the city cameras here this morning. Goes in. Wow, they've made some really decent progress with this construction. This is going south here. Hmm. Parkway. Okay, so see anything there. West of the Grand Central, heavy at LaGuardia. LIE West at Queens Boulevard is going to be heavy. Alexandra, yes, let's see here. I would say to use the service road Orient Way to get around that. Okay, excellent. So there you go. You're getting it firsthand from a local. Heard it there. You know what? I'll put it back up again. She says use the service road to get around the problems on Route 3 if you can. Again, probably the best idea is just to avoid the area altogether, but that again, we don't know how long that is going to remain in place. It's been out there for at least probably 45 minutes to an hour. Both ways, the Van Wyck is heavy here over by Hillside Avenue. West on the Belt is heavy here at Kennedy. Normal Cross Island delays getting in through UBS Arena. And then as we get up into actually through Bayside Marina, looks pretty good. Whitestone Expressway, a little heavy getting to the Whitestone. Throgs back to the Bronx. I like that a little bit better. North on the Bruckner extension at the Hutch is heavy. South on the Bronx River Parkway, heavy at the Zoo. And then the Deegan coming south, pretty much straight out of Yonkers, is heavy right to the bridge. You know what? Let's do this. Let me put that back. Let's go back to the Weather Center since you saw the time. I want to get you that 7-day weather forecast with rain. And gotta dial in some of this wet weather. Good morning, Rain.
Good morning, Don. For our headlines for today, wintry mix today, and that starts to turn into rain as we move into tomorrow. And then as we move into the weekend, beautiful sunny conditions ahead. So for our commute forecast, we have similar conditions for the morning and evening today. Expect a wintry mix, which can make driving dangerous, so please do be cautious. Drive slowly and drive carefully, as there could be ice on the road that you might not see, and that can be dangerous. For today's highs, warmer temperatures in the South Jersey portion, 50 in Wildwood, 49 in Atlantic City, 47 in Millville and Toms River, and then a little bit chillier up in the northern portion of the tri-state area, 37 in Sussex, 42 in White Plains, 43 in Milford, 46 in New York and Islip. And then for tonight's lows, not a huge difference between today's highs and tonight's lows. 49 in Atlantic City, 47 in Wildwood and Millville, and then up north once again, chillier, 34 in Sussex, 39 in Milford and White Plains. So for our futurecast for today, as we start out this morning, only some rain in South Jersey, with the exception of Southwest Jersey having a little bit of wintry mix this morning. And then as we move in through the rest of the day, that's when the heavier snow starts to come in North Jersey as well as in Pennsylvania. And then we have this line of wintry mix kind of around the New Brunswick area of New Jersey. And then south of that, expect some heavy rain. By Friday morning, this clears out for the most part and turns into kind of some scattered showers across the tri-state area. But by Friday afternoon, the snow does come back in the Northwest Jersey as well as New York and Connecticut region, with that line of wintry mix again and some showers south of that. But as we move into Saturday, finally, the snow and rain and wintry mix does clear out and we're left with some beautiful conditions. So for our 7-day forecast, today and tomorrow, wintry mix, 100% chance today and 90% chance tomorrow, with our high at 43 and 45 respectively, and our lows at 35 and 31. For the rest of the week, mostly sunny conditions, with our highs ranging from the high 30s and low 40s, and all of our lows in the 20s. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Rain. And, once we get past this little kind of blip in the radar, literally, looks like it's fairly calm conditions for the next 4 or 5 days or so, with some mostly sunny skies and kind of seasonable temperatures into the low 40s. So Once we just have to get through this afternoon, this evening, and enter early, probably through lunchtime, the next 30 hours or so. Really, I think my concern is later on this afternoon, right around that rush hour time between 4 and 6. Looks like parts of, again, Rockland, Orange County, parts of Northwest, certainly Northwest Jersey, Sussex County, Passaic, Warren County, parts of Hunterdon counties, Morris County, maybe even parts of northern Bergen County, depending on how fast that line kind of pushes to the south, parts of Union County, northern Essex, like in the Fairfield area, that section along Route 46, Route 80, up through Wayne, which is Passaic County, and even northern Union County at elevation through the Watchung Mountains. So again, it could be kind of a wild ride. I'll have to see what the schedule plays out for me later. I got a couple of edits I got to do and so forth. So we'll see. Maybe we try to come back on again around 4:45 or so, 4:30, give or take. We'll see. We'll have to just kind of dial that in. But anyway, 8:21 is our time. We're going here for about the next 20 minutes on Facebook and YouTube. I know it's kind of a shortened, abbreviated edition here this morning. But anyway, thank everyone for dialing us up here. Connor says, I'm disappointed to say the Giants aren't getting themselves together. No, they are not. After they lost against the Eagles. Yes, that is true. So we've only got, I think there's only 4 games left, 4 or 5 games left, something like that. So it's, it's crunch time now. Same thing with the Jets. Westbound on Southern here at 110 is heavy into 135. LIE here out by the Northern State Connector. Northern, Jericho Turnpike is awfully heavy for some reason. I'm sorry, that's the LIE. And the Northern State out by 106 and 107 also is going to be a slow go. Go out to Suffolk County, and for the most part, we're fine. Hampton Bay, Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton, east on Sunrise Highway. That is definitely a crowded deal as well. So let's okay, so let's dial in Connecticut. Honestly, it's really busy for a Thursday, I gotta say. We haven't even got into the weather just yet. Over sweeping the area. The biggest one is in Torrington. Route 8 north is closed. 45, 46 crash track trailer, 1 vehicle. Hopefully everyone's okay there, but just normal delays along 95. Let's go to the maps. Torrington's way up here. Litchfield County. Okay, so keep that in mind. Back along the shoreline, really, it's not a terrible ride. Quite honestly, Bridgeport, a little bit of congestion here on the southbound, Route 8 into the 25. 25, a little crowding here on the 8 and 25 getting into 95. 95 south of about 18 Sherwood Island is heavy straight on down the line to about exit 5 or so. You're pushing into Greenwich, and then the Merritt is heavy from 41 over to 36. Route 7 a little congested both ways north of the Merritt. Let's go to the Hudson Valley. Let's bring those incidents to our screens. All empty commercial vehicles are banned on the entire length within the state of Pennsylvania is in effect. That's because of this system coming through. Wow, it's getting ugly out here. Lots of shoulders closed. Crash at Palisades south at 10. Left lane is shut. We'll show you that in a minute. Shoulders out. Broken down vehicle. Crash to Conic south. Shoulder is out at Pudding Street. Crash on 124 north approaching Spring Street. Right shoulder is out. Taconic south. Peekskill Hollow Road. Putnam Valley, 2 lanes are blocked. Right lane of 2. Okay, let's go to Westchester first. Both ways of the Hutch is fairly slow here. The Cross County at the Hutch. New England Thruway is fine. The Hutch getting into Weaver Street, 125 up that way is just a little bit on the brakes. East on 287 is heavy. Elmsford into White Plains, exits 2 through 6. Tappan Zee is good. There's your Palisades debacle here, heading south out by interchange 10. Where are the this one? Connor says, whoa, that was a really slow. Wow, that's a dramatic fade, right? Currently, I'm waiting at the drive-through at Duncan, but I just saw some DOT trucks spraying the roads on Route 18. Yeah, they're probably going to be doing that, putting that brine down, because as Rain had said, that it looks like it may start to populate some of that wintry mixed weather down into the New Brunswick area, quite honestly. Palisades, yeah. That's just jacked up on the Palisades here. Maybe go with 45 instead. So the thruway is good all throughout Rockland County. I think some are, honestly, some I would imagine are using the work from home so they do not have to travel back later this afternoon, this evening into all of this mess. Orange County Thruway, Route 6, 284. 84 Beacon Bridge, 84 is fine. Here's that issue on the Taconic State Parkway. As you come in towards Peekskill Hollow Road, there's that crash there that's being cleared. I don't think there's any cameras up that far, are there? You know, what's the city? Well, possibly. What's the likelihood of this camera working? Well, there's still some snow there. Those are some narrow lanes there on the left, unless it's just the wide angle lens of that camera. There's really not a whole lot of room for margin of error, is there? Oh, goodness. So Brewster, 84, 684, we're fine. Katona, that also is looking good. Are in good shape there. While we're on the path system, let's just update it for you. Let's see if they put a couple of the lines back in service. Nope, still suspended. Shut it down, Johnny. Shut it down, I want you. 684, Bedford Hills, Mount Kisco. That's fine. The MTA, let's see what's happening on the rails. Subways, ACB, delays there. SIR, again, they keep putting that up with that slippery rail condition. Northbound AC running with delays to remove the train. The train had its brakes activated at Hoyt Schemerhorn. The northbound BC are running with delays after NYPD responded to a person being disrupted on a train at 59th and Columbus Circle. Go to the rails, expect some delays in the Harlem line, 1015 because of a residual delay from earlier disabled track maintenance vehicle near Mount Vernon West. Delays in the Far Rockaway branch, 749 due to Penn at 842, operating 10 to 15 through Gibson. 729 train from Atlantic Terminal due in Long Beach at 822 is delayed. The Valley Stream will please respond to a report of a disruptive customer. Okay. Since the weather is the big part of our situation here this morning, I want to just play the hit from Rain that has the 7-day, and also, let's do the hit where she really gets into depth here about what's going to happen today, because that's going to be important. So let's go right back to the Weather Center now, and let's bring in Rain. Good morning.
Good morning, Don. For our headlines today, expect a wintry mix today across the tri-state area, and then as we move into tomorrow, that wintry mix will start to turn more into rain, and then as we move into the weekend, beautiful sunny conditions, which also continue into next week. So for our commute forecast today, for both this morning and this evening, expect wintry mix conditions in the tri-state area, more so towards the evening, but still do be wary in the morning. Especially as those temperatures start to drop, do be careful when you're driving, because there could be black ice that you don't see and the roads will be much more slippery, so drive slowly and carefully. For today's highs, the South Jersey portion is not expecting snow really, or any wintry mix, mostly just rain, so it's a lot warmer down there. 50 for our high today in Wildwood, 49 in Atlantic City, 47 in Millville and Toms River, and then as we move into the northern part of the tri-state area, 37 in Sussex, a little bit chillier, 42 in White Plains and Trenton, 41 in Piscataway, 46 in New York and Islip, and 43 in Milford. For tonight's lows, same general sort of idea, and the lows are not too much lower than our highs for today, so generally our temperatures will be staying a similar temperature the entire day, but 47 in Wildwood and Millville, 49 in Atlantic City, 45 in Toms River, 34 in Sussex, 39 in Milford and White Plains. For our future cast, so our conditions right now, only some rain right now in South Jersey, with the exception of Southwest Jersey, a little bit of wintry mix. And then as we move throughout the day today, by this evening, that's when the rain and snow is in full swing. So much heavier precipitation in the form of rain in South Jersey. And then towards the New Brunswick area, we have this line of wintry mix. And then above that, we have the snow in Pennsylvania, as well as Sussex County area of New Jersey, parts of New York and Connecticut. And then by Friday morning, that starts to turn into some scattered showers. Not much snow really in the picture, but the snow does start to come back Friday afternoon with some wintry mix and snow in North Jersey. But as we move into Saturday, that all clears out and looking like really beautiful conditions for Saturday. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Ray. Nice job as always. And thanks to John Rocco, the president there of the Weather Watchers Club, for, again, coordinating all of our weather hits here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. So, Rain, thank you so much. We will see the Weather Watchers back here tomorrow. Again, we may be on later this afternoon. We'll have to see what the schedule bodes for myself as far as getting back to the traffic center here to set up for maybe a special evening broadcast. But we will certainly take a look at that. So, all right, so let's just go through the highlights here. There is a crash on 129, but I just saw the camera that they had. We'll actually just show it to you live as well. Looks like they have pushed it off to whatever the shoulder is here. They literally were just moving this camera at South Broad. That's looking north. I don't see anything. I see some police activity on the southbound side here. But maybe it's off into the distance here. Maybe that's where it is, that left lane. I think it's here at the left side here, but it's not really causing tremendous amount of agita. So we go to the northbound side of the parkway, fairly busy from 145 into 150. There's broken down vehicle there. Takes out the center lane just by the old Essex Toll Plaza. Well, let's go there. South of the toll plaza. And of course, the camera does not work. Why would it work? Why would we want cameras to work? That's north coming towards us. So it's just in this area, just by the old Essex tolls, is where we're seeing the problem. Again, westbound 3 is still shut there with that accident investigation getting through Route 21. So that's a major problem there still with us. Hopefully everyone does come out of that okay. But anytime you see an accident investigation shutting something down for this long, gets to be a little bit concerning. Our accident here on 78 going east just before 11 is gone. That's good news. Most of North Jersey here is settling down. Still 80 in the Garden State Parkway north into 17, a little bit busy. Westland 24 heavy at the Short Hills Mall. The Turnpike is good, pretty much end to end, north through Middlesex, Union counties. Fine, 287, a little backed up here, getting in through Piscataway. Driscoll Bridge is good. Monmouth County, again, we're fairly quiet here this morning. 29, a little busy in the Trenton Tunnel, and then 55. 42, it's starting to thin itself out, but then 295 north of exit 30 is going to be a little bit onto the brakes. Again, all this section of the state is starting to get Just a little bit soggy out there. We go back to the city. Still a ton of traffic here on the Gowanus BQE combination, westbound LIE, Midtown Tunnels, about at least a half an hour. The belt going west here over by Ocean Parkway is busy. Both ways, the Van Wyck over by Hillside Avenue is crowded. Again, kind of normal delays here through the Bronx, Cross Bronx, the Bruckner, west on the southern state. We still have some delays in the 135 going east and both ways, really. West on the northern state is a little bit crowded there at the Wantagh Parkway. Suffolk County is good, except for Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton, East Hampton. We continue to Connecticut. Still this southbound Route 8 at 25. The merge there is busy. The 95 is heavy 18, all the way down through about exit 4. Parkway here is crowded from 40 on over to 36. 287 east in the White Plains is busy. And then really the outlier here is in 2 spots. One south of the Palisades to 10. We've got a crash. And then the Taconic Parkway looks like that's cleared up here by Pleasant, what's that, Pleasant Valley Way? Hang on. Skill Hollow Road, pardon me. Butchered that. But other than that, maybe the work from home thing for our friends in the Hudson Valley is kicking in, where they don't, you don't want to drive home with all this mess. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's do this now, shall we? We'll run down our Hudson River crossings one final time. Back to the comments here. View the Edgeboro Road camera. Okay, I'm there right now. All right. Probably you've moved from the time I saw the comment to when you're there. 18 Edgeboro. Imagine you've gone through the green light already. That's north coming towards us. Certainly a delay from when you do it, but maybe flash lights. Okay. What was I doing? The incidents here. Bridges and tunnels. That's right. Let's see here. We've got still an average about 45 at the George, about 35 to 40 at the Lincoln, 25 to 30 at the Holland Tunnel. Let's get the freshest update with Path now. Dial that in. Can't believe those Route 3 cameras aren't working. Bothers me. Hoboken 33rd, Hoboken World Trade suspended. Newark World Trade, General Square 33rd operating because of that switch failure. So that's a big deal there. Again, we go to transit. That into the conversation, just that one canceled train. Now the corridor has got some issues. 7:50 arrival canceled at Newark Penn. Montclair 8:19 arrival to Penn is canceled at Newark Broad. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at here this morning. We're going to do this very quickly now. Maxim Motor Cars, we thank Nick and his father Anthony for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show, as well as our friends at the Shaved Cave, 1471 Raritan Road in Clark. Yeah, Maxim Motor Cars is in Morris County in Dover, Route 15, West Clinton Street, 303 West Clinton Street, Unit D. Certainly head to the website, maximmotorcarsllc.com. I want to thank our friends over at the Shave Cave at 1471 Raritan Road in Clark. Also, Ralph and the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery at 22 North Avenue West in Cranford, New Jersey. 908-272-3000 is the phone number. And our good friend Darley Newman with her great show, Travels with Darley, darley-newman.com, Amazon Prime, Wondrum Motivation TV, Ovation TV's Journey, and Wondrum. You can find her programs there. And again, yesterday was kind of Darley Day with a double feature on NYC TV and PBS Created 530. All right, friends, let's bring myself back on here this morning. And well, actually, before we do that, let's do this, our quick shameless plug for the Tri-State Traffic Show. We're at 124. Again, we're going for 200 subscribers and 200 episodes. We're already at episode 139. So please pass along to your friends. Their counter, maybe see if you can get some of your friends at the college to go ahead and subscribe. Again, it doesn't cost them anything. They can just hit up a subscribe. You know, see if you can get some of our younger friends there to subscribe to the channel. Be awesome. So again, Tri-State Traffic Show on YouTube as well as Facebook. Click that like button, smash that notification button, and all that fun YouTube stuff. Right? Let's go back to our maps, and again, we'll come back to me actually. So again, thank you so much for watching us here on this Thursday morning. I want to thank Connor and Alexander for commenting. Again, be safe out there. We'll see if we can come back on the air later on today. With some updates later on this afternoon. If I do go live, it'll probably be right around 4:30 or so. But again, keep an eye to YouTube. But now get ready for the New Jersey Morning Show at the top of 9 o'clock. It's on New Jersey. Definitely dial us up there. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to talk about a big birthday for a very, very popular local eatery. Local teas right there. All right. So thank you so much for watching us here. Now, again, just be careful with the weather later on. Stay tuned to Johnny Rocco's social media pages, John, JONROCCOWX. Also join us again on the morning show at 9 o'clock. Meteorologist Mike Favetta will have all the details and even more than that on this impending weather that's going to be coming here very, very shortly. All right, friends, thanks for joining us. Have a terrific Thursday.